So there is code on screen about the previous, well, 2 episodes ago about custom content I made, but I will be going over the same custom content today, so I am going to take this off the screen in a hot moment. But yeah, I was busy doing stuff, and in fact, I was even interrupted doing stuff, so that means that I had to render a video, which can take anywhere of, in my case, usually about an hour. Can be longer depending on the length of recording, but because I know things are not gonna, my recording and uploads are not gonna make it in time, I think this should still make it within, like, the 12 hours since the last video, but hey, we'll find out. Exquisite Taste Cthulhu, I believe, but we will be playing another character, and I'll explain the code later on. I should have actually explained it when I had it, but I was busy doing stuff. So, I'm just going to set random item stats on as we get into... I was looking for the old god for a moment. As we get into Cthulhu Exquisite Taste random item stats custom character. And I figure, I mean, my excuse is that we'll play the character for 2 videos, because again, I forgot to add the stamp card here. Not that I think it's working as I intended, because I might have translated something incorrectly. But we have Takshisan, Light, Dexterity, Charisma, Strength, and maybe a second mystery check, and I'll explain the code at the very beginning. Basically, it is not as pseudocode as I would prefer, but it is still pseudocode that goes over basically how you would make, say, a stance or a crit system to deal extra damage. So if you wanted to look at it, yes, sure, but that's really all it's doing. I did add some fluff here and there for the sake of, you know, in case you want to do extra stuff like math, like if you wanted to make damage proportional to something in the game, if you know how to work the PERM code. But as we get mermaids, Akamanto, pupils, teen, and vigil, that's a lineup. We have to take 3 in the middle first. I'll take Akamanto first, and then we'll be on our way. But I just realized I did not add prepare, so I can't even grab any of this character's personal items, which is going to be a bit of a problem, because I also did not enable... I didn't enable a weapon anywhere, so whoopsie doopsie, I guess we're going to find out. This is going to be an interesting run. So, as we move on here, we can still grab ingredients at a very low chance, but this is going to be really interesting to see, because if you didn't see the previous episode, we are limited in what we can do after the cooking competition, basically. So the other side of this, that we basically need to look for funds, so we're actually going to witch tree for funds at the moment, and I guess we're going to try to kick our way out of most encounters, unless we can grab a weapon somewhere. But basically, not being able to prepare with this character is... I wouldn't say it's a death sentence, because you still have the character's stats to work with and her own personal cooking competition schedule. But because this character was changed recently, so you can't grab extra goodies if you can so choose, then the character becomes more reliant on the prepare action, if that makes any sense. Now, again, you still have the stamp card, and you still have hallucinations, and now we are the cooking comp schedule, and we also have flashbacks, but it's not the end-all be-all. So yeah, we'll work with this, although I would have really liked to grab a weapon somewhere, but that's my fault. So that's something I could have done. We're here now, so hey. So we pretty much use all the funds here. You can still work with what you've got here, but you are using funds for each part of this competition, and I don't think you get any experience. In fact, you lose 3 funds and you go -1 fund, so that is something to look for. But if I were to look at all the characters together, like comparing this character to base characters, also I realized I'm in Akamanto, so I do need actually something better. I guess we're going to look for allies. If we can't grab any of them naturally, we have to creepy story recruit, I just realized. Well, this is going to be interesting. Dexterity, Charisma, I need to be able to brace properly. I don't think I enabled anything else. No, I did not. So we're just going to sit here and take Akamanto damage in the face. I don't think we even survive, maybe? So we do have to purposely try and take reason damage. Well, I was going to say, again, you could play this character normally as well, but that's kind of true for a lot of other characters. And what I was actually going to say is that Yashiro has to basically deal with probably even more experience that he has to get compared to this character. And what I mean by that is that, so every mystery you lose about, I think it's 30 experience if you mess up each cooking competition. But realistically, you're probably only going to miss about 2 or 3. So we'll say 3, and so basically you're working with negative 90 experience, which is quite more than Yashiro, but keep in mind Yashiro is usually probably going to level up 3 times, so that's another basically 9. We're basically playing Yashiro here, although, to be fair, playing with Yashiro is not the greatest feat in the world, so we probably die before our first mystery here, but if we can survive, I think we actually do survive, funny enough. Because this is 8 damage, and we can handcuff. Without handcuff tech, we are certainly dead here. But now we have extra Doom to work with. Again, this is going to be interesting. And now I need to look for a weapon mystery, because not working with a weapon is not going to be great. Mermaids would have been interesting, but Fire Axe is bleh. And I don't think there's anything in the custom mystery. So we're actually, funny enough, we're going to go to Vigil now to grab the meat cleaver, which is what I should have done first, but I completely forgot on Exquisite Taste. We don't get a weapon, even though I shouldn't have forgotten. Hey, I have hundreds of hours in World of War, by the way. But something else to also note here is basically what happens in mysteries where, again, you're not in town, and so you have to do the cooking competition. Apparently, you can do so in Vigil, so hey, fun times ahead. But it is going to be pretty much the same. It's just that it's nice to get flavor text for when you're doing another mystery. So, yeah, so you're immediately brought in to basically cook, which is not going to go well because, yeah, we're not going to be able to do... Actually, you do get experience here, so we're going to level up now. And we're going to do our best. Now, funny... I was going to say something. No, it's not true. Never mind. So let's continue onward. This character, I don't think, wants to be able to use ally attacks. So, as we sit on -4 experience, let's move on. I'm pretty sure you can't UI bug that event. So what I mean by that is, as that cooking competition was happening, I don't think it's possible to accidentally click what's behind here. That's something to think about. I haven't tested it out. I could probably test it out easily, but it's already too late, so off we go. Reminding myself that I need to grab the thingamajiggy, so I need to grab the meat cleaver, so we're going to hope for the best. Yeah, and we'll grab it, and no matter what it is, we have to use it, because any weapon is usually better than no weapon at all. Let's take the... Well, never mind, I thought I was going to take reason damage here, but hey. Or was that stamina damage? Anywho. Sit and play, that's reason loss, and let us continue onward. So, now that we have a weapon, though, between the last 2 custom mysteries, we have a lot of Doom to work with. It's everything else that we don't have. So, guess we're going to try our best to survive. We do have Taiyaki. Might as well eat it now. And let's hope we hit both of these attacks over and over and over again. That being said, I'm not going to make it seem like it's the worst thing in the world. Is this actually better? Hold on. Meat Cleaver 4. I think it's more... Yeah, because of the strength, is probably going to be better. Unless I just want to do a bunch of regular attacks. Let's see. 4. 68 speed. This is... 64 speed. So yeah, that we're still doing better with the meat cleaver. Yeah, an extra 3 stats. It doesn't seem like much, but it is a lot. So shrug. But as we sit here and burn the envelope, let's move onward. I could have probably tried to grab a ring, but I think we already have the Crestfallen Mask. Reminding myself that rings are usually slot C, if not always slot C. I don't remember everything, but we can grab a mask. So hey, no. You know what, let's just do it, because we're already here at this point. So, yeah, let's do that, and off we go. So let's double mask. We have another competition that we have to do soon, and we hope for the best. Because, again, we don't even want to be bleeding experience due to failing the competition. Again, that's the main mechanic for this character. So not being able to do such a thing... Is it teen or pupils? I think both have possible fights, but... I think... Is it this one? No, it wasn't pupils. I'm going... Or, what, teen. Yeah, it is teen, actually, isn't it? I think it's teen. Well, we're going to find out. So, as we'll get our... Yeah, we'll get a reminder to visit the competition. I think, unless I sell the ritual mask, I am going to be missing ingredients again, but it's perfectly fine, because as long as we don't go negative on experience, we should be okay. Now, are we going to be okay with 5 stamina, 5 reason? Guess we're going to find out. Okay, no, it wasn't this. mystery. I'm thinking of I'm thinking of diary. I'm pretty sure specifically, but let's. Did I do the thing? Do I have to go to the competition? I'm so confused right now. Okay, we can, and I think this breaks. So keep in mind, we're at 66 experience starting out this event. Now we are at 66 experience, and then we get 2 funds for this. So yeah, as long as you have 2 funds, you can break even. May not be the best thing you want to do, but it'll work out. And we kind of just sit here and do our best. So let's continue moving on. Ow. And moving on. So something really funny to note in this mystery is that I think the last, even after you hear the NPC's name once or twice, you don't hear their name again. So it's really funny noticing that, well, when you are asked the question, that's ending A. But I think it's, yeah, mini packs. I don't remember if there are how many mysteries, if any, because I thought the whole point was that the mini mysteries don't have any other endings other than A, but they can end differently, so it is something to note. But I'm just gonna stop rambling. Away we go. We have a lot of Doom to work with, by the way, so I just want to make that apparent. So as long as we don't get fetid fumes, I think this run is funny enough. Gonna be quite okay for us. I am kind of just blindly wandering through. I think in most of my videos, I'm blindly wandering through 95% of the time, but that doesn't mean you're guaranteed to do a bad job. Anyway, 3 stamina, 1 max reason, and if we're on Spider, we don't lose reason, but hey. Actually, what I need right now is reason, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. No, there is not. I mean, I could rest, but succeeding and losing reason help. Okay, yeah, we're gonna pop our rest here. We do have a soft drink. I just noticed as I went into there, but it's fine. And I don't suppose we can, yeah, use the spider cakes for something. So let's enter this competition and take our licks. So just funds, and off we go. Now, obviously, if you are actually, and I think the mystery yakitori does count if we can use it somewhere. So what we're gonna do is store these spiders. I would have liked to sell them, but they don't sell for anything. And I believe the yakitori is used in, I don't remember. I'm gonna hope it's a grilled one as we fight a 35 HP, 3 stamina, 4th mystery boss. Also, that's right, I'm drenched. So we brace and hope for the best. Basically, the bottom line for this video is it's not over till it's over, even if it looks really, really bad. It can get really bad, and most of the time you will likely lose, but it's all about struggling till the very end and at least seeing how far you can go. In my opinion, at least. So I think we might just go all the way down. If we can hit all of these attacks, then I think we can actually get out. Not exactly, and I don't feel like gambling right now. Is it a gamble? Yeah, pretty much. 80% doesn't look bad, but I promise you, it's hasn't ended well for me before, especially if I'm afraid of the number 85. So we're just gonna desperate prep strong our way out of this. 12 damage, right? Yeah, 12 damage. We get an old coin for our trouble, but that's actually, you know, to avoid a flashback tragedy, I really should just use the old coin as we enter mermaids here. We can take the burns as well. We also had the broken bottle, which I forgot to throw. I'm going absolutely insane. But first things first, let's get rid of flashbacks. And let's actually just use all of these. So we're going to take the stamina and the reason now, preemptively. Because as long as we reach the lighthouse, we'll be perfectly fine on this run. So, in fact, I could just choose to run here as well and be fine. I probably could have defeated that enemy in one turn. Yeah, police revolver, broken bottle would be 6 damage. Could run from this as well. But I think with the power of throwing both of these, we will be okay. Because we should be out in 2 turns, yeah. So 3 damage, and then we take 2 reason and get out. 8 experience, but hey, I'm not going to complain. Could have been worse, because I think that enemy specifically happens to be nicer for us. We also now have Fatal Flora, which can be used in, I think, mashed potatoes. So we're gonna see. Basically, we're gonna see. I'm gonna make my choice. I'm gonna level up now, might as well. But we're gonna make our choice here and see. I'm gonna actually heal stamina here. And let's do this last cooking competition, which won't bring me any more experience, or at least enough to level up, but we might as well, because it doesn't hurt. So funds there, butter here. I swear we could have used something here. Well, I guess not. Well, okay, fine. We hopefully this sells, and then we can use the funds here, and we can be on our way. Again, keeping in mind here that that event was changed recently, but again, this doesn't really mean anything to a lot of players, because if you're watching this video, most likely you're playing on a non-Korean language. I was gonna try to decide which language is played the most, but I've seen a lot of Russian and I've seen a lot of English, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. But here I am playing on English. I mean, if we're looking at the number of custom content, and obviously there's a lot of custom content in Chinese and I think Russian as well, but from what I've seen, English is not it's not like, we have a lot of English custom content is what I'm trying to say. So if I'm wrong about that, feel free to correct me. But otherwise, as we sit here and just prep, actually we can do better, right? Yeah, we can do better. So I need to sneeze. But as we take our mandated Takshisan encounter in the lighthouse, it's not always mandated, but I seem to run into Takshisan a lot on successful runs. Yeah, not really much more to say. I actually thought I was going to lose this run if I didn't pick up the meat cleaver and or we didn't have vigil in the run. I feel like we definitely would have lost this run, but work with what you've got, and if nothing else, your base advice, if you've listened and watched this video for this far, is that, hey, if you know mysteries that drop weapons and you don't have access to a weapon, or choose to just grab a free weapon, then hey, know your vigil, know your scissors, and know your... there's one other mystery I'm thinking of, but I'm forgetting at the moment. But I'm not going to take up too much more of your time. Thank you for watching, and see you later. Bye!